Insecurity doesn't announce itself. It sneaks in quietly, slipping past defenses with a calm voice. It says you're just missing a little efficiency, that the reflection in your bathroom mirror isn't quite a face yet. It's more like an unfinished sketch, a bunch of genetic missteps you could fix if you just tried a little harder. You don't start right off the bat by smashing bones. Oh no, it begins with something small. Maybe a new face wash, different way to stand, a tip you caught while scrolling late at night. You call it self-care. You tell yourself you're just making yourself look better. You're making improvements. But here's the thing. You never really finish getting better. Once you start treating your body like faulty software or a painting that always needs a touch-up, everything looks like a flaw. Each slight turn becomes a problem. And by the time you see that this beast you've been feeding is bottomless, you've already reached for the hammer. It starts off simple enough. A 30-day challenge. Maybe a new morning habit. You look up ways to sharpen your jawline. Or maybe just make your smile a bit more even. In the beginning, it feels good. Productive. You grab those serums everybody's talking about. You hold your tongue just right against the roof of your mouth. You set your phone to buzz when you need to drink water or check your posture. Taking charge like this feels empowering. Like you respect yourself a little more. But then, about 2 weeks in, something shifts. Quietly. You stop snapping selfies, start capturing data. You find yourself in front of that hallway mirror with the harsh lighting. Your head is tilted just right, 45 degrees exactly, trying to match the angles for some thumbnail you saw online. And then there's the app you downloaded. It overlays a grid on your face, just to see. There's no harm in that, really. That's when your face isn't a face anymore. There's no smile, no warmth, no eyes you inherited from your mother. Just coordinates. Your jaw sits 2 millimeters back. Your eyelids, they slope down just a bit. Your face isn't just flawed, it's now measurable. And if you can measure a flaw, you can track it. And if you can track it, you feel like you can fix it. So now you stop trawling through those generic health forums and step right into the murky corners of the deep web. It's a different world here. No more friendly tips, no casual advice. Here comes the reckoning. You upload 4 crisp, unflattering photos, taken in harsh, neutral light. A blank face, no smiling. Smiles mess with the baseline. You shoot off a quick message for an honest rating. Click submit, then wait. The reply is blunt, not a shred of empathy. Think of a clinical report, not the kind of feedback you'd get from a friend. They don't use the word ugly because that's too vague and too soft. Instead, they arm you with technical jargon meant to slice through your self-esteem. They talk about maxillary recession. They measure the space between your eyes. Notice how your eyelids droop a little and call it a prey drive. They compare it to the so-called perfect hunter eyes. You see words like canthal tilt, gonial angle, mid-face ratio. Sounds medical, almost legit. But all emotion has been stripped away. These terms become weapons, pointing out flaws that make you feel like nature's reject. The verdict is unanimous. The anonymous strangers and cold algorithms agree. Your baseline is flawed. Your looks aren't just plain, they're architectural disasters. You sit there, bathed in the glow of your screen, staring at your face all sectioned into red lines and numbers. You feel a hollow panic settling in. For the first time, your reflection isn't yours. It's now an obstacle, something to overcome, something to fix, no matter what it takes or how much money it costs. On the shelf, the skincare serums gather dust. Your posture exercises are long forgotten. When a system declares your very bones are defective, washing your face feels like slapping paint on a turd. Now you move into what they call softmaxing. But calling it soft is almost a joke. You start buying research chemicals and peptides without oversight. Thyroid hormones snuck in from sketchy overseas markets. You dig into forum threads where anonymous users share black market dosages for cutting every scrap of submental fat. You slash your calorie intake to skeletal lows, chasing a look with sunken cheeks that they call the death posture. Your energy drains to nothing. Your skin dries out, pale as paper. Your heart skips and flutters at night, all thanks to this toxic mix of metabolic speedsters you've been ingesting. Yet, in the mirror, the shadows under your cheekbones deepen just a bit, and in your mind, that's a victory. Meanwhile, people around you start to take notice. A family member asks if you've been sick. A friend says you look tired and wonders why you won't eat when you're out with them, or why you vanish for weeks on end. Any ordinary person would see their concern as a red flag, but to a mind twisted by the bored, it's proof you're on the right track. You convince yourself that they just don't get it. They're normies, resting easily in their genetic mediocrity, trying to reel you back down to their level. So you cut contact, screen your phone calls. The world outside becomes a blur of distractions, noise that keeps you from what really matters. Then you start to believe that starving yourself with these chemical supplements isn't working fast enough. Ratings bots still ding your jawline. The forums, faceless people who haven't got a clue about anything outside of their mother's basement, still critique your mid-face ratio. The gentle tactics have faltered. A cold clarity hits. To mend a flawed structure, sometimes you got to break it first. No more fiddling with the surface. It's time to strike bone and make some real changes. The shift from thought to action is quiet. No loud arguments, no abrupt snap with reality, just a regular Tuesday night. Locked bathroom door, and something heavy enough in your hands to leave a mark. You've been diving into these bone-smashing forums for weeks. The so-called science has looped in your mind until it feels solid. Tiny fractures lead to new bone growth. Damage the body just right, and it comes back stronger. Wolf's Law, twisted into a dangerous promise. You're perched on the edge of the bathtub. Nearby, there's a blunt tool wrapped in a thin cloth. It keeps the skin from tearing. So they say. You need to aim for the cheekbone and angle at the jaw. Your hands are steady. That's the scariest part. This obsession has cut you off from your own nerves. Your face doesn't feel like yours anymore. It's just a project now. It's nothing more than a piece of clay that needs to be reworked. You lift the weight. The first hit is muffled, a dull thud. It vibrates more in your teeth than in your ears. Pain slashes across your vision, sharp and blinding, but you don't scream. Screams are for victims, the bottom feeders. You're crafting something here, something more important than the lesser people will ever understand. You press the frozen bag of peas to the swelling, wait for the numbness to return, then lift the tool again. By midnight, the mirror shows a horror scene. Skin stretched in purples and reds, swelling, twisting your face into a lopsided mess. A trickle of blood silently winds its way into the sink from a broken capillary underneath your cheek. You lean over the sink, breathing hard through your mouth. tasting blood. Pain pulses in harsh waves, matching your heartbeat. But as you stare at your battered face through puffy eyes, a dark sense of satisfaction creeps in. It's not just bone you've smashed. You've shattered a limit, broken through a ceiling. You've shown yourself and the world just how far you're willing to go to reach the upper echelons of humanity. Swelling goes down eventually, but what's left isn't that perfect look the forums promised. It's off. Something's wrong with it. The bone, well, it didn't set in neat symmetrical lines like you had imagined it would. It actually turned into this rough, bumpy, cratered thing. On the left, the cheekbone sticks out in a sharp, weird shape. The right side, just flat and stiff with thick scar tissue. And a nerve in your jaw got cut. So now the lower part of your lip just hangs there, slack and numb. But it still burns with this weird, constant pain that isn't really there. Or is it? You try to smile, but only half of your face moves. The other half stays stuck like a lifeless mask over a warped bone. You sit in front of the mirror and lock the door behind you. Luckily, it's quiet in the house tonight. You fire up the facial recognition app, the same one that kicked off this endeavor months back. Your face lines up with those familiar digital crosshairs on the screen. You're set to log what you've become, expecting to see extreme progress, to get a word of encouragement from this little machine you're staring into. The camera clicks, and the app begins to analyze your face. But then it stops. A yellow box flashes, then red. Face tracking failed. Please align a human face with the frame. You adjust the lamp, tilt your head, lean in until your nose almost touches the screen, peering into the lens with your one eye that isn't swollen. The software tries again, wrestling with the uneven lines of your cheek and jaw, then gives up with the same cold message. Target geometry unresolvable. The digital grid glitches. Those green tracking dots jump around your face in a mess before they disappear altogether. This code, built to recognize human faces, can't even make sense of yours. So you skip the main tracker and fire up the basic AI script. It's rough, just a raw tool sifting through pixel density, light contrast, and symmetry. No concern for human details, so you upload your image. The screen flutters to life. The loading wheel twirls without a sound, casting a pale blue tint over your new scarred, uneven face. A number appears. 2.1 out of 10. Worse than before. That old score that pushed you down this path is now lower than the baseline you shredded your sanity, your health, and your very face to climb over. Below it, cold text spills across the screen. Severe structural trauma detected. Suggestion? Consult a reconstructive surgeon. No tears come. Left side of your face won't do that anymore anyway. The damaged nerves won't let it. You edge back from the desk, letting the glow spill out into the shadows. On the screen, the browser's stuck open on the forum's front page. Thread updates tumble down one after another. Every second, new posts from every corner of the globe. Hundreds of threads, thousands of webcam shots full of grain and shadow, people leaning forward into their screens, angling their faces just so, pleading with strangers for brutal truths. The algorithm wasn't out to get you, and the forum couldn't care less about your jawline. The machine wasn't building a thing, just a mirror, a blank reflection of endless self-destruction. And there you sit, alone in the dark, fingers grazing the numb, harsh line of your cheekbone. The truth becomes clear. The trap was never meant to be left behind. It was designed to take you in, and you built it with your own hands. The screen in front of you flickers, but this time your eyes drift past the score. You catch your own reflection ghosted over the glass and see something you should have seen before all this mess got started. The gentle curve of a nose, just like your grandfather's. That uneven smile that used to light up your face when you laughed with loved ones. You got that from your mother. Those features, the ones you've tried to change and erase, they're not mistakes. They're your story, etched in flesh. Out there, beyond the screen, life isn't about metrics or angles. It's about warmth. It's about the way your eyes crinkle with a genuine smile, the way your face softens when listening to a friend tell a story. It's in a face that couldn't possibly be generated or crafted by a machine or an algorithm. Perfection. That's a cold fiction spun by algorithms to keep you chasing shadows. Real beauty isn't a formula. It's in your quirks, your own distinct blend of traits that make you who you are. Chasing some cold ideal doesn't make you better. It just makes you hollow. You wipe away stories written on your skin, trading a lively soul for something polished and empty. You don't need an app to shape your face. You don't need a digital nod to make you feel accepted. And you certainly don't need the worthless opinion of thousands of faceless trolls who will never make it out of living in their parents' basement. The face you see, with all its little flaws and quirks, is already enough. You were never broken. You just looked for acceptance where it couldn't be found. Step back from the glow. Shut down the tabs, look in the mirror, take a breath, and see the person looking back at you. You're already complete, just as you are.